Today is Friday, March 20th. We're a few weeks into the coronavirus epidemic, and they say hindsight's always 2020. So I want to just go through a few things that in the future, if there's another epidemic, you can learn from this. So number one, when an epidemic starts, make sure you get toilet paper. You'd be surprised how many people hoard these things. And it's not just hoarding, it's actually people taking advantage by buying a big load of it and then selling it for a much higher price on the market. And they're artificially creating this shortage. Number two, if you have any stocks, sell it as early as you can. There's a saying, don't panic sell. And that doesn't mean you don't sell and wait until it goes to the bottom and come back up. Yes, it will eventually come back up, but why not buy it at a lower price? I think what panic sell really means is in the short run, market tends to either go down really quickly and then go back up really quickly, and you don't want to sell when it's going down. So, and that's on a scale of 2 to 3 days. So even if it drops 5% one day, 10% one day, don't worry, next day it's going to bounce back. Or at least in a week period, there's going to be a few days that it bounces back, and try to sell it on those bounce backs. Number three, you want to make sure that you have lots of food stored at home. That's non-perishables. Think about all the other things you all need. You're going to need maybe like a freezer to store lots of food. And number four, travel plans. So for us, we learned our lessons here. Don't pay the full amount if you don't have to. If you already have a deposit, just give up the deposit. It's going to be much less than giving up the trip later. So for example, the deposit was maybe $150 for all-inclusive vacation. We can $2,000 a person, and giving up the deposit is much easier than later. The airline companies don't usually give back the full amount, or they don't give back anything. They give back credits. Not only just credits, but they have limitations. So for example, right now, for people who cancel their flights or their flight got canceled, they're giving back credits that can be used up to a year or sometimes up to 2 years afterwards, but only if the whole group travels at the same time, as well as there can be no name changes. They all have to go to the same hotel. So, I mean, sometimes it's hard if you have a group of 10 plus people, get them all together at the same time again. Life happens. Some people get pregnant. Some people need to have their own wedding after. I mean, it's a mess to try to get everybody together again. So, cancel early if you can. And the travel insurance, don't really believe in that stuff. When it really comes down to it, I've heard lots of news, people who even bought travel insurance, the insurance companies don't pay for it if it's coronavirus. So as otherwise, yeah, so basically sell your stock, hold your money, stock stuff at home, toilet papers, food, and cancel your travel plans as early as you can. So these are things that, looking back, make sense, and I hope 3 or 5 years, 10 years in the future, if another epidemic happens, someone can watch this video and learn from this. It's too late for me now, and at this point, it's more about looking into the future. So there's no point dwelling on the past. It's about seeing what we can do now to improve our situation going forward. I was fortunate enough to be home safely, in good health, still have a job. There are lots of people who are out there stuck. They are stuck outside the country, have no way to come home, stuck in a hotel, no flights, or the flights are ridiculously expensive, or got sick, or could have a family friend who is sick. So it could be much worse. So yeah, hope this helps.